This video will walk through the navigation and features of performance reports in MindTap. MindTap performance reports provide insight into your class performance, tied to course objectives, and helps identify areas where your class may be struggling. These reports can be customized to your individual preferences, and the data can be exported for your class or for individual students. From the homepage of your MindTap course, you will immediately see two quick references to summarize your performance reports: trouble areas and learning objective overview. Trouble areas will track and alert you of specific course objectives that your students may be struggling with. Clicking on View Now will open your performance reports directly to the report on trouble areas. Learning Objective Overview will give you a quick breakdown of your class's performance across learning objectives. Clicking on See All will open the report covering all the objectives in your course. Alternatively, you can open the MindTap Progress app from the app bar on the right and click on the Reports tab. The Information button at the top of the screen will give you a guide for how to navigate and utilize the reports. At the beginning of your course, we recommend you access the chart settings to customize how the reports will display for your course. From the chart settings, you can select how the system treats unanswered questions and the grade thresholds for gauging student performance. Each objective is broken down into a hierarchical structure of increasing specificity. The highest level lists the overall course objectives. Clicking on a course objective will expand that objective to show you a set of more specific unit objectives that comprise the course objective. Finally, clicking on the unit objective will show the specific learning objectives that comprise the unit objective. You can either click on specific learning objectives to drill down into certain topics, or click on Expand All to see all objectives. The class performance bar will represent your class's performance in that objective, based on the questions asked in homework and practice activities. Class participation will tell you how many of your students have submitted at least one question tagged to that objective. And number of questions will tell you how many questions that have had student attempts in your course are tied to that learning objective. Clicking on any of these headings will resort the list based on that column. Clicking on the number of questions for a topic will show you which questions tied to that objective have been attempted and the average class scores for each question. Trouble areas will give you a breakdown of any learning objectives that your students are struggling with. By default, this will represent all learning objectives that have more than 50% of students submitting at least one question tied to the objective, but an average below 70%. If you would like to change these filters, you can do so by clicking on the filter option at the top right of the page. Finally, you can export all of this data to an Excel spreadsheet using the Download button at the top right of the page. Once you have clicked Download, you will select the data to include on the report. Select the hierarchy levels to include and which objectives to include. When you are done configuring these settings, click on Download to download an Excel file configured to meet those settings. Thank you for viewing this video on MindTap Performance Reports. For additional help or resources, please visit our training support site or join the higher ed community to engage with your peers.